Hi, Dr. Chris Cormier here with the Nerve Health Institute. Now today I want to talk with you if you're an elite baseball player out there, maybe on the high school level, maybe the college level, maybe the pro level, there's something you need to know about. Your most valuable asset isn't what you think it is. It's something called your nervous system. So you might think, that you're really strong, you hit the ball really far, you got really good hand-eye coordination, you catch the ball really fast, you got really good reflexes. But let me tell you something. You're probably walking around with trip breakers. Even as an elite athlete, it's something that people get and you don't even know it's there. And I like to refer to it as the hidden diagnosis, because nobody knows it's there. Your trainers don't know it's there. Your doctors don't know it's there. There's only a handful of us in the country that understand how the body truly works. And the root of the way the body truly works is through wiring. So how do I know that? I'm holding up a wire here. There's a wire that comes from the brain that goes to all the parts in your body, every single part. So when you're gripping a bat here, if you're gripping the bat with your hand, how are you gripping the bat? You think it's the muscles in your hand that are gripping the bat? No, it's actually your brain. And the signal through a wire that goes down from your neck, from your brain through your neck, into your arm, into the muscles in your hand and forearm that actually give you the capability to get good strength in that muscle. If I take an instrument and just cut that wire that goes to this specific group of muscles, guess what? This isn't going to work at all. You're not going to be able to grip anything. Or if the signal gets weak, where the signal between this wire that goes down through my arm and into my hand suddenly gets weak. Maybe I get hit in the head or bumped in the head, or maybe I make a slide or try to catch a ball and hit the ground funny. All of those things can trip breakers. What do I mean by trip breakers? Look at this breaker box here. This is a very simple breaker box. Your brain actually has thousands of breakers. And so we're the only people that really understand how this breaker box works. And we're capable of going inside of your brain and seeing which breakers are on or which breakers are off. And so an example I use a lot of times, because I've seen this so many times with elite athletes, is let's say I'm a batter and I'm setting up, and let's say I'm a left-handed batter and I'm doing this. Well, you got to understand, there's so many different wiring connections from my brain that are giving me this ability to set in this posture. But one of the most important ones is the brain connection to my eyes. And why do I say that? As a batter, you've got to literally watch really fast balls and crazy moving balls coming at you and coming in this direction, and then take your bat and hit it, and this small little bat, and hit this little small ball coming at a very high rate of speed or a crazy motion coming at you. So you've got to have some very good connections between your brain and all of the muscles and your arms and shoulders and legs and eyes especially. So let's take a hitter that's a slugger that's hitting at 500, batting 500, hitting balls out of the park, got home runs. And then all of a sudden, 1 week comes along and he can't hit the ball. He can't see it. You can see when he's up to bat, it's just not happening. And this goes on for a month or two. And he's in that traditional slump that so many of these hitters get. Well, let me educate you on something. It's not a slump, it's a neurological disconnection. Something's happened between the brain and all of these connections. Something's not right. Some wire in your body between your brain and one of your parts is not right. Some breaker in your body got tripped. And a very classic breaker that gets tripped in hitters is the breaker to the eyes. So how am I moving my eyes in this direction or this direction or this direction or this direction? I'm simply moving them because I have a wiring connection that comes from my brain to the muscles in my eyes and gives them the capability to move in different directions. Well, what happens if I'm a left-handed batter and I'm set up like this and my eyes are looking this direction? What happens if the connection between my brain and my eyes, one of them or both of them, is weak? That's called cranial nerve 6. That actually turns the eyes this way and makes you look this direction. Well, what happens if the connectivity is weak in that direction when I set up? And I'm that hitter that's been hitting 500, and all of a sudden, maybe one night I hit my head or do something funny, and then the next thing you know, that breaker trips. It's like we talked about, the breaker trips right here going to this area. So when I set up like this, I am weak. I am weak. My body is not as strong as it used to be, and I'm in this position waiting on that pitch, and my eyes can't move fast enough. They try to move, but they can't, because the signal between my brain and the muscles in my eyes that move my eyes this way is weak. So I just want to let you know, it's incredibly important as a baseball player or any elite athlete or any type of athlete to keep your brain connected and to keep all the breakers in your breaker box on. And these trip breakers are called the hidden diagnosis, and it's in my book called The Hidden Diagnosis, which will be released later in February of this year. And if you want to check us out, we've got elite athletes that come to see us. I'm in Lafayette, Louisiana. My name is Dr. Chris Cormier. I'm one of the pioneering doctors in this technique called Quantum Neurology. So please check us out. And check out my website also. It's called thenervehealthinstitute.com.